What is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? How is everybody? Hope you're well on this Tuesday night. I just forgot what day it is. You know, you're doing a lot when you just never remember the day. Coming to you live from the 302. That's perfect. I see that. And I'm ready to rock. We are live. Live in 25. All right, so I'm live coming to you tonight, and it's not just for me to go crazy or to rant or just to talk a bunch of stuff, but I am going to talk a bunch of stuff. But it's not just for that, is what I'm saying. Today I come to you live with a little special treat. It's like Dairy Queen and all the other greatest desserts wrapped up in a cup with the name that you're about to hear. This gentleman won multiple businesses, but also what's more important than that, a huge heart, person that cares to impact, leave a legacy, and not just create income, but to create impact, the kind that changes the world and lives forever. Since the day we met, I knew he was, as I would say, my cup of tea, because I don't drink coffee. Forget you, Javi. I drink tea. But this man, his family, just inspiring, man. They make you want to be better and do better. Lead from the heart and are all heart. So without further ado, let me welcome the man, as they say, the myth, the legend, to the stage. He's backstage, so I'm just talking to him just to see how he gets squirmy. All right, but let's welcome Jeremy Howe to the stage, my man. What's up, brother? How are you, bro?
Hey, what's up, brother? Hey, I appreciate the kind words. I think they're genuine, though. You're an authentic guy, so I do.
I try not to bullshit, especially like intros, because I feel like when someone bullshits an intro, you can tell, or when they're like reading an intro, you can tell that there's like nothing behind it. It's words.
Yeah.
Right? That's why I never ask for anyone's intro, because I'm like, if you make me read, everyone's gonna know. You know what I mean?
I'm the same way. I'll mess it up. That's why.
Yeah. I'm like, brother, I can barely read. You don't want me to read this shit. I'll make you sound dumb. All right. So, Jeremy, thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us and to rock with our audience. You are part of the Blue and Green, a hardcore part of our core. Hell yeah! And even though you're newer to us, I still feel like you became heavily involved and part of us quickly. I think it's because at the core, at our heart, we're the same in the ways as we want to help people, we want to impact people, we want to move forward, and to create not just the life we want, but also have others create the life they want and dream of. Because if they do better, we do better. So let everyone know a little bit about you, who you are, what you're about, what you're doing here, and then we'll get rolling.
Yeah. So I own 7 businesses total. That's you got to be really good at least at one to branch off to do another. And that's why, when I got to about the 3rd or 4th business, I sat around on beaches around the world after systemizing my businesses. And I was like, you know what, this ain't it. Because what was given to me wasn't meant just for me. So that's how I kind of broke into the business coaching world. And this got such a stigma around it. And the more I do it, the more I realize there's a stigma attached to business coaching or coaching in general. And I'm here to just completely disrupt that space. That, people really need a transformation in their life. They really need a breakthrough in their life. And I don't have it in me to BS anybody. I can show, even right this second, if somebody would say, hey, show me your 7 businesses, I would give them a tour and then tell them why that these businesses are thriving and why they're great and what they can do to implement things into their life. So long story short, so I'm a business coach, but I'm many more things than that. I'm a father, I'm a husband, and I'm really here right now talking to you and getting entangled with your group because y'all are movement makers for real. And I identify as that.
Hell yeah, I love that you use that movement maker. That's it's something we say quite a bit. Oh, the first time we ever met in person was at the Movement Maker Virtual when you came up to the great state of Delaware, the only state ends in where most people don't know where it is, and hang out with us for a couple of days. I automatically knew you were crazy because I'm like, anybody that's like the first time to meet us, it's like, let's go hang out in Delaware is nuts. All right. And I love the first time we ever talked on the phone. It was like, you're like, yeah, there's a storm coming in. So I'm going to go hang out in Costa Rica. And I was like, ha, ha, ha. Like thinking you were just being funny. And then like the next day, there's a picture of you on the beach in Costa Rica hanging out. And I'm like, and the best was you left and I went. You left Florida during the hurricane. I went to Florida during the hurricane because it was right before our cruise. So I love immediately. I was like, this dude's spirit, right? The way this dude thinks is a lot aligned with how we do and how we think. All right. So, and then you came and you rocked it. And I got to meet you and your wife, who's phenomenal. And I was just like, damn, there are people. All right. And then we just kept talking and here we are. You spoke at multiple our events now. And pretty much anyone you want to speak at, I just say, okay, because you're that good. But also you have events too. What is something that you really like? Because you speak and you talk to people and you coach people. What is something you really look for, like, or what do you think is one of the key pieces to changing someone's life or for you changing your
own? That's so easy, and it's right in the name of the Moxie brand, which is Moxie Mindset. Mindset is at everything. And see, a lot of people have a misconception of mindset that it's some kind of left, field kind of woo-woo type stuff. Really what it means is setting your mind on what it is you want and you don't talk yourself out of it and you damn sure don't let nobody else talk you out of it. That's mindset. Once you set your mind to something, there's two things that you've got to have if you want to succeed. And that's perseverance, right? You got to persevere through those hard times. And that'll get you there. But what keeps you there is consistency. Be consistent in your moves and push the needle forward every single day. Most people, what they do is they go towards something. They say, I want this, and then figure out how hard it is. And they put it down and say, it's not for me, it's for everybody else. And I think that's sad. So to answer your question, it's mindset. I look for mindset, and there's self-talk that is associated with that mindset that if I hear keywords, that's the coach in me, is I hear keywords and I cannot be quiet. I have to tell them that is going against what you really want in life. So you have to restructure what you just said. And in turn, you have to restructure what you just thought, mindset, to get the results that you do desire.
How do you say that? So true. Tell us some of the things where you're like, if you hear that, you're like, ooh.
I can't is a big one. Because if you can't, you won't. If I tell myself I cannot do something, that's a mindset that I just shut off a whole world of opportunities. But if I say I can, guess what? I just ripped the world wide open and said, there is no ceiling. I can do this. And I don't care how big and how crazy it is. It starts with, first, I can do it.
Ooh, I like that. That big change. I can't, you won't. I like that you said that.
Small shift. And this is what people think, like, in order to be successful, you have to know all this stuff. Can I tell you that knowledge is a small part of business and getting what you want in life? It's more of your emotions.
Explain that. What do you mean?
IQ. If we can control our emotions, you make better logical decisions. I know geniuses that they flip their lid emotionally and then they have bad results in turn. Like their life, if you look at it, you're like, man, they're so smart. What's going on with them? Because emotionally, they're a wreck. I would take EQ over IQ any days. I don't know if I just took a turn with this, but I felt I had to kind of just dump that out there because, yes, I've taken the courses. Yes, I've read the books. Yes, I've written the books. But I would say that EQ is way more important than IQ.
All right. Now, when you say that, like, sounds good, right? Feels good. Why do you think that, though? Back that up with a little bit of something.
Well, think about this. You put yourself in a business situation that got you so hot, fiery mad. But if you act on that emotion, that business just walked out the door. But if you take in a few deep breaths, and this is why I tell people to start off with, get really good at taking 10 deep breaths before you speak. And this is elementary, but guess what? That's where you start. Because what you just did was you got out of the emotional mind and got into the logical mind. Now you can think this through. Now you can see a different path, and the emotion would have just ruined everything. So I know it sounded good and it sounded fluffy and all, but let's get to the root of this. Like the root of it, a response to what happens, not what happens.
Right.
You want to know why you're not achieving what you want to achieve in life? Do you want to know why you're not going where you want to go? Do you want to know why I have things and you don't? I respond differently. I respond differently. And I'm not saying I still want to go up there. And I'm still trying to figure out those things to get me up there. But I have what I have, and I'm able to do what I'm able to do. Like you mentioned, I'm able to skip out on a hurricane. And it was the Dominican Republic, by the way, not Costa Rica, which I'll be in Costa Rica next month. Maybe that's why
that's probably why I thought of it.
You plugged that in. And you know what?
My fault.
It's in the Caribbean. I'm down. I'm there. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, let's on a cruise ship.
Well, I'll go to a cruise ship. My wife won't go.
Right. Right. Smart man.
So we both are like sitting here going, "Damn, that sucks." Because I know y'all have a good time. Y'all are my people.
Oh yeah.
And I've had people ask me.
The end.
And this is taking a little bit of a turn, but I've had people ask me, they say, what are you doing with this guy? What are you doing with this group? Like, they don't seem like it's like your cup of tea, like you said. And this is my response. I was like, look, man, you know, I don't care what somebody else looks like, what their interests are. If we align in certain areas of our life, I can do business with you. I can, it might be reciprocal to it, not just me helping their business. It might be them helping my business. Right.
Best relationships.
Don't be afraid to color outside the lines. And I think that's what you do with UnleashU. And I love it. And that's a good thing, though. By the way, it wasn't a knock on UnleashU. Coloring outside the lines means that you're willing to do stuff that other people won't.
No, just clearly they think I'm very handsome, and they're wondering why you're doing with such a handsome man. And that's how I took it, you know. Josh, I want to lead us up there. Josh says, hey, I'm laying on the floor looking up at Jeremy Howe. I was like, that's nothing new. Justin Danforth in the house says real talk. All right, Rob White, Lauren Elizabeth Morris, Mayor is here. Michael Duffy, who's close to you, and here Mark Cox says, yo, dog, what up? All right. So we're getting some people. If anybody has any questions or any kind of topic they want to talk about, drop it in the comment section. And on the main video, drop it in the comment section. We'll see it, and then we'll go from there. We have no problem. Me and Jeremy talked about this too before. We have no problem talking about whatever you guys want to talk about, whatever you think's the topic or something you want to discuss. We literally have one of the best business minds on earth here, and I don't mean me. You know, because the way I look, no. And why not take advantage of it when you have this opportunity, right? Because some people pay a lot of money to have this opportunity, and you just have to turn on either YouTube or X or Facebook on all the places we are. So, Jeremy, I love that you said that. And also, like, one of the biggest things that changed about me was I was like the epitome of fake, right? And I looked at, and I hung out with a lot of people that were it too. And then after that, one of the biggest things I looked for was heart. All right, because I figured if you have the right heart, we'll figure it out. All right. When you're looking to collaborate, when you're looking to bring people into Moxie, when you're looking to bring people into what you do and how you do it in your events, right? Which, by the way, I'm going to one of them in Jamaica. I can clearly tell you like the Caribbean, all right? In September, we'll talk about that too. But I'm going to one of them, right? So what do you look for in the people you want to be part of and go and seek out and look and pay big money to? Because I know you do. And then also who you try to bring into Moxie in your community.
You know, well, you already kind of mentioned it's hard, man. It's not what you know. It's what you apply to how you apply what you know. And that shows your heart. And, you know, I don't know if you know this, but I own an assisted living facility, an adult daycare center, and a transportation service for elderly and disabled folks. So I'm in the care of a lot of vulnerable people. So when I hire, in my hiring process, I search for the heart. That's the one place I cannot train. I can't train your heart.
Yes, sir.
You either have the heart or you don't.
Facts.
Everything else can train. And I have excellent trainings on it. But and some people can kind of they could fool you, right? But the same process with me, whenever whenever I'm surrounding myself in this space is I'm trying to align with people that have the same values equals a heart, right? If this is something that you value, that means your heart says this is the right thing. And I just look for those things that put us together and say, it's not profits over people, it's people over profits. Money's easy to reach, right? But money, people aren't, right? So
Facts.
yeah, there's ways that I go about selling, but I do it in the right heart, and I try to search the other people out there in this space. It's like I said, I could be deceived. Everybody could be.
Oh yeah, we all
You're
have it.
likely to be deceived if you know what to look for. So value is what I look for.
I love that. Before I say anything, Allegra, Havana 13 is in the house, dropping the blue and green. What up? Out in Vegas. She just had a cherry release in her Havana 13. Definitely check her out. And Miss Schneider's in the house. She said truth. And hey, right. I love that the way you were talking, what you were talking about 100%, and heart always above and beyond who you are. All right. Here's the deal. If you go after money or that type of person, I'll be the quickie. It'll be quick money and you'll be out fast. There's numerous people. We've been in this space a while. All right. And I was tell people, like, I've been in this space a while. I've seen people come in with like so hot. I was like, damn. All right. Like they beat us and they've been doing it just a couple of years. Right. And then disappear.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it's because fast money typically ain't long money. Fast money typically ain't good money.
Mm-hmm.
And fast money typically don't last long.
And you're speaking my language, bro.
Yes, sir. Another one of our guys, Michael Econ in the house. What's up? Yeah, that's like your broski. He said, "What up, my guys?" You know, it's funny if I call someone my guy. I normally don't mean it nice.
Right. Economides.
Yeah, I don't even say the whole thing. I just say econ now because I always said it wrong.
For a while, and I
yeah, economics. That's what I always say.
Yeah.
And then Adrian Burkeen in the house. What's up? He's avoiding me, but people over profits 100% every day, all day. All right. And my thing is this, like, if you have the right heart, I don't care. I had a situation recently, and we both know this gentleman. I'm not going to say his name. But he came in and he said he was very confused about the Unleashed. He's part of us. But he said, I just came in this and I'm very confused. I'm talking to some people that are like, whoa, like they're so far good and like killing it. And I'm talking to some people and I'm like, I think they're just starting. All right? This motherfucker said, laugh it up, chuckles. Hey,
come on. Hey, you got this, Michael. I believe in you, bro.
He's got this. He's going to teach us a whole new way of economics. Mm-hmm. But he should play off his name. He could do that.
No shit. Yeah.
But they said, I don't get it. I don't get you guys. Like blue and green, there's people over there just starting, just trying to make it, and there's people over here killing it. I don't get how you're all in the same thing. And I was like, it's because that's not what we look for, brother.
Yeah.
Right? Like we look for the right people. And the right people will last. See, I know companies that have built up to 5,000 people and now they're down to under 1,000 in 5 years. Why? It's because they were just trying to get people. Mm-hmm. Right? There's a lot of people that brag about how many people they got, how many countries they're in, all this good stuff. But you see the turnover rate is huge. All right. Yeah. One thing I've noticed about you is a lot of the people around you have been around you and continue to be around you. That typically tells me that you're somewhat real, at least, and doing something right. So tell us, like, how do you show your people love and to be there with you and keep moving forward with what you're doing? Keep them around, because I can see your people really love you and are there for you and have your back. And creating that isn't easy. So I want people to hear how you do it.
I want to address this real quick because you mentioned this earlier, and I just want to piggyback off this just real quick. I'm going to answer your question though. So you said that people are out to make a quick buck. The hit it and quit it kind of attitude. Like, I'm going to use my sales tactic and get you to buy my service or product one time. And basically, I'm going to knock you over the head, and then you're going to have buyer's remorse. And you're never going to be able to prospect that client or potential client again, right? And and I'm here to disrupt this. I think there's so much fraud in this space. What is he saying? Thanks, bro. Thanks, Michael. I appreciate that. We need to get on the call, by the way. I need to talk to you about a few things, but I appreciate that. So that's something I can't stand, and I keep hearing it. Now, me personally, I haven't come across anybody too slimy in this game, but my eyes keep getting open every time I talk to more people in the space. That, oh man, they'll burn you and this, that, and the other. And I want to remind people out there, if you hire a coach, first and foremost, make sure that they are doing it. Like, if they're going to take you through something, make sure they have done it themselves. That's why I'm in business coaching. I'm not in some other like fitness coaching. Like, yes, I feel like I'm a fit person, but that's not my expertise. And that's why I hired Justin Danforth, and that dude is bad out, tighten up, by the way. But he does essentially for the body what I do for business. You know what I mean? Like, he's able to help you through it. But this is what a lot of people I think are burned from, is that you have to be willing to do the work. You don't pay a coach and him make your life better. You pay a coach because you want somebody in your corner to tell you how to get from here to here. But you have to do it. Anyway, so I just wanted to address that because I feel like there is a lot of frauds in this space. But there's also a lot of people that get maybe a little bit of a bad rap. And that's why I think for myself, I don't let the masses sway me on the way I think. But it does get my attention when I hear people say, oh, so-and-so, don't mess with them. Right? I pay attention, but it doesn't mean I write them off. Because they might have had some people, maybe a few people, that didn't understand how this works. And then they're just a mouthpiece in the wrong direction. So I know that didn't probably answer your question. Because you asked me what do I look for? Is that right?
No. What do you embody? Like, what do you do for your people that that shows them that you're really there for them, so they stay around?
Leadership development. So that's something I do within myself. If I don't develop myself as a leader, and I don't position myself in my mind to the kind of leader I want to be, I'll never make it there. Right? So this is something that I work towards daily. I have to beat out yesterday's Jeremy. That's it. See, that's what people don't understand. They're trying to beat out all these other people around them. I don't care about them. I have to beat me yesterday. Okay? And being a leader is what? Leading others to where they want to go. Right? So I think that's what I had my wife pray for me for probably 5 years to be a leader. So I'm going to put it on God real quick. She prayed for me for 5 years or so, and she didn't even know why she was praying for me to be a good leader. But I think I had to go through all these fires for me to realize, first, I'm not going to lead like that. Or look at my past self and be like, man, that dude was a wreck. There's no way I could be doing what I'm doing now. So I look at myself. In order for me to have people around me to respond the right way, I first have to work on me. And it's an ongoing thing. See, there's personal development, which is, I think, down here, and then leadership development that's way up here. And the reason is I'm not doing it for me. This is not a personal thing. This is a leadership thing. If I don't develop it daily, my people will leave. Promise you.
Hell yeah, they'll outgrow you. Right? Because you're not doing the things to lead them.
That's right.
Right. One of the best things someone ever said, you want to know a good leader, look at the leaders they create.
That's right.
Right. Don't look at all the people they get to follow. Look at the leaders they create. Great leaders create leaders. Good leaders create followers. Great leaders create leaders.
That's right.
Right.
I don't want anybody around me being only a follower. Now, I need to know that you can be a follower. I need to know that you can't. And see, I am too. I'm a follower.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how to get in where I fit in. I need to know that you can be a follower, but I want you to lead. I want you to be a problem solver. That's what makes a leader.
Mm-hmm.
Solving problems. That's what also makes an entrepreneur. You can solve a problem, monetize it. Okay. So either way, you're a win, you know, on in that aspect. You know, who is the best leader of all time? No matter what religion you are. I just gave you a hint.
I always love a good hint. You know, I feel very great. God.
Jesus.
Okay.
So think about this. Did
Some don't
Jesus
even believe Jesus
raise up
exists. Yeah.
followers? Did he raise up followers just to stay followers?
No, sir.
He raised followers, but he didn't raise them just to follow.
No.
He said, I need you to go and make disciples. I need you to go into the uttermost parts of the world to do this, right? The best leader on the planet in 3 years of his ministry had 12 people, many more, but go all stretches to spread the gospel. That's the same model which I work by.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not trying to say I'm Jesus. What I'm saying is I want to be a leader of leaders. And I want to empower them to be a leader, because a lot of them don't realize they have it in them. Now, are they going to be CEOs of a company? No, but to lead theirself in the area that they're in. Think for themselves, think outside the box, and be a problem solver.
All right. And also it's about like, I can tell you if a leader is ego-driven or if they're really impact-driven, right? Because ego-driven means bring everyone to me. Impact-driven is bring the impact to everyone.
Yep.
I don't care if it's me. All right. One of the biggest shifts in this space for me was when I went from it has to be my message to it has to be the message that we get out. So then it went from me speaking 8 hours a day to me speaking once a day and getting as many people as I can on the stage for their story or their testimony to be heard for others. Right. And I could tell the way you're doing from what I know of your events, right, that you do the same thing. It's not all you. It's that other people need to have this message and need to get their message out, because that spreads to more. Even though it's not me saying it, it means we impact more. Right. And I see that you do that. So I love the way you lead. And when anyone talks to me about UnleashU now, I always say it's just place where there's a bunch of leaders, man. I just sit there. Right. And
you're a leader yourself, sir, but
no, sir.
you know how to build out the room. That's one of your superpowers. You know how to build out a dang good room, and you make a heck of an impact. Yeah.
All right. I'm not very good, but I get very good people in the room. And that makes me very good.
You know, that's what makes people like you more, is that you downplay yourself, and everybody knows that you're just downplaying it because you don't know how to take but you should.
I do not know how to take compliment, 100%.
What's that?
But I do not know how to take a compliment, 100%.
I know.
I see that. But also, my thing is, if you can set that bar low, I can step over that thing in street shoes, brother. one of the best things in my life has been people did not expect me to perform at the level in which I've performed. So I keep trying to keep that thing low so I can keep outperforming.
That's true. You can over deliver in that.
Yes,
sense.
Sir. And we always want to do that.
Tactic. That's a tactic somewhere, but that's okay.
God, I'm going to teach that.
As long as it's with a good heart, right?
I'm going to teach it next.
There you go.
The next challenge. But you're killing me. So I love what you said there. Someone, Dr. Rob was part of this when they were like, you do this thing too. Dr. Rob does this too. Where like you'll have a conversation, I can tell when you're doing it, right? Drives me crazy. You're having a conversation with me, and really you're kind of directing me somewhere, but you don't want to just say you're directing me somewhere. So it's like in convo where it just flows towards where you want, so you get the point, and I get the point, and it's not like you force fed me a point, because sometimes when you try to force feed someone, they're not going to eat, But if you can guide in the thing, then they're eating with you, and it's easier to chew, right? And you do this, and Dr. Rob do this. And one of the things that was taught was insane to me. It blew my mind. They said a lot of people overestimate a leader. And what he means by that is the power of a singular person standing, being a leader. He's like, after the first row, everybody after that watches the row ahead of them. So the best leaders create the best circle around them because they know that's what everyone's going to go off of. And that's where I started going, man, I just need to get the most amazing people around me. I need to find them and see how I can serve them and help them for them to be around me. So then other people will see them and be like, this is how I act. Right. So they don't act like me because I'm a mess. Right. But so And when I saw you, I was like, bingo, this is one of them, right? You and your wife, the epitome of good-hearted people that care and serve, right? We got hello, Myrna, all the way from Canada. It's Canada Day. What up, Canada?
It is Canada Day. I got a
It
Canadian in my
is.
backyard, dude.
I bet he's shooting off little confetti fireworks and everything. Little toy soldier shit going crazy out there.
Is that what we're supposed to do on Canadian Day?
Today is Canadian Day. I don't know what we're supposed to do.
Canadian or Canada Day? Like, I don't know. I'm new at this.
Oh, I definitely butchered that. So whatever I said is probably wrong.
Well,
Also,
hey, I love my Canadian brothers and sisters. I'll say that for sure.
Look at this power couple saying what's up. She dropped Matthew our name. He's phenomenal.
Heck
This
yeah.
is his better half. She's phenomenal. Right? Talk about great leaders.
Yes.
Great pillars, great hearts, great servants. Right? I always think if you want to see a great leader, you found a great servant. Right? Because the best leaders serve. Right? And so wanted to give a big shout out to him. Matthew just celebrated a birthday. Not that bad. Look, Canada Day. It's Canada Day. 158 years. We're getting a history lesson right now. 158 years.
And
they're babies.
Too. I mean, not just yet, but I knew that was coming next. Thank you.
I didn't know, but I knew. So you have events too. I always like hearing from people that have events. When you're creating an event, what do you like to bring it together? What are you thinking? Like, what are the different ways, different plays, different things you're looking at to bring this event together?
So a retreat is an event on steroids, right? Like, and I mean that in the aspect of like, you got to feed people, you got to house them, you got to have all these moving parts to work in your favor. And, so that's like first and foremost. That's why I picked Sandals Ochi, because partnering with Sandals, dude, it's hands down. It's gonna be a white glove experience for everybody, and that takes the stress and the load off of me, because I'm not going there with some big group. This is like an elite team of people that I partnered with, and I don't want it to be the Jeremy show, right? I mean, look, I think I'm great and all, but I think there's so much to have in a space like this when you get different minds in the room that really expand on certain areas. So those three areas for this specific retreat is more money, better profits, more time, because it don't matter if you don't have the time to spend the money. I can help you make money. Or this is how I like looking at it. I can regenerate more money. I cannot regenerate more time. Right. So that's very important. And then last but not the least is relationships. This is it, man. Like, I'll be honest with you, Michael, when I went to Delaware in November, that has changed the course of what I'm doing now. It really has. And I gotta give you the credit for it. Yes, many other circles I'm a part of, but the ones that came from, like, the connections that came from you were hands down authentic and not like a BNI type of relationship or circle. I can't stand that kind of stuff. So yeah, I got to give credit where credit's due, man. So relationships are a huge part of business. And of course, your marriage determines business, and even family can determine business. I hired family many times coming up, and some were great and some were nightmares. So relationships are so important. You know what I mean? So I thank you for that, by the way.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that, man. I always tell people that don't know us yet, I'm always like, you don't understand, right? Like, you think I might have a joke or two that's funny. Like, I'll talk about messaging and they'll be like, wow, you're smart about that, right? And I'm like, you have no idea. You're going to meet this community. You're going to forget I exist. You're going to end up saying what Jeremy just said. You're okay, but the community's better. Right. And it's the truth. It's like, you're all right, but this community's sick. And I don't know how we have it. I wonder most days. Me and Hudson make jokes about it because we're like, how the hell did we end up here? Right. But the community, right? Unbelievable people, right? Just the people that are part of it. And you see it in everything that's being done. You see people in the community have coaches that are in the community, right? Like they become coaching clients, or you find coaching clients through them because they know that you have something they need, right? We're at your event, you're at our event, you're going to other people's event, they're going to your event, right? Like they really support one another, really pull for one another. Yeah. Also, it makes it easier when the people are real, right? And they deliver in their, like, they know to stay in their lane because they're mastery level at their lane. Right. And we're really blessed to have a bunch of people that don't try to be the person at everything, and they're just a person at what they do. Right. And they do that shit real well. Right. Like amazing level.
Yeah.
And you're one of them. Right. And I love that you talked about the event, and you started saying a little bit of it. So let's talk about the event. I'm actually going to. It's in Jamaica. All right. When is it?
September 26th through the 30th, 2025.
Nice.
So we're running out of time. If you guys, anybody out there that's listening that wants to jump on board, do it now because I've only got a few spots left. I want to say I got 2 spots left.
Ooh,
I got
nice.
but it's not much. And what I mean by spots is, with the ticket price, you get a +1.
Nice. I always love that.
And it's as low as I can get the price. It's a really good price. That's what I keep hearing from everybody.
Nice.
And some awesome people. That's gonna, in those 3 areas, Fabber's one of them, and everybody's like, "Who's this guy with the backwards hat?"
All the time. I got to change up the hat, man. I'm getting old. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and so Moxie itself means determination, right? So determined mindset is what Moxie mindset means, and it's basically we're building out an ecosystem for this space. Right. I mean, like, yes, it's to grow, but it's to grow with the right people. Get the right kind of money coming in, get your time back, figuring out ways to get your time back, and figuring out ways to build community and work with each other, whether that's marriages or, like I said, there's so many areas of a relationship that we could dive into that will better your life. And this comes back to EQ, you know what I mean? Having a higher EQ. And a lot of people don't even understand what that means, but if they did understand, they wouldn't know how the first steps. And like I said, that 10-second rule that I use, taking deep breaths for 10 seconds just resets you. Some simple things like that. But when they walk away from this retreat, they're going to have tangible things to do those 3 things. It's not just some fluff that we're going to throw out there. These are going to be some tangible things that they can actually implement into their business, their life, their relationships, and live a better life, get reset into whatever it is that they want to do.
I love that. And like you said, amazing people like me will be there.
Yeah, we got a if you want any information on it, anybody out there wants to learn more about it, hit me up. I'll give you the speaker lineup, and you'll see Fabber's pretty face up there. And holding that
just
beer.
Like that. Yeah, just like that.
Yeah, the first time I talked to you was over Zoom, and it was about speaking in Delaware. You did like this the whole time we were talking. Like, this dude's got a freaking some kind of fetish with his beard, man. What's going on?
It's calming.
It's calming. Yeah, that's what you said. What's going on with your beard, man? And he's like, oh.
It's calming, brother. My dad's nickname in the service was Ducky because he looked calm on the surface, but under the surface, his feet were moving a mile a minute. No one ever could tell if he was nervous or not. I think I got like my tics from that, where I'll never try to show if I'm worked up or not, what's going on in my mind, but I'll just do things like stroke my beard. That's what I like to call it.
You're something else, right? I mean, come on.
Hashtag.
Hey, edit that part.
Yeah, edit, guys. Christian Martinez in the house. What's up, brother? He said he would be there, but it would be in Argentina, but he would be there. Dude, you earlier did this phenomenal thing that I love, and you said if anyone wanted to ask me questions, and you had a bunch of questions. So I want to, because we're flying through this, I wanted to get to some of them. So one of the questions was, what's something about your work or life that you are most proud of, but rarely get to share in interviews?
Well, obviously, so in this day and age in our society, what we have is a whole bunch of things that look glamorous and look good, So you're basically seeing all the cut scenes to my life, right? You see all the cut scenes, but what I wish I could share is the dirty parts, the low parts of business, that things are not always lining up and things that are not always going my way. And I wish I could show that in real time to show you how I respond to it. Because I will not respond like most human beings. I refuse to. Okay. And I had to grow into this person. But when everybody's going this way, right? Like say the economy crashes, everybody's running this way saying, oh, the sky's falling. Jeremy's going the other way saying there's money falling from the sky. Right? You've got to respond the right way. And no, that's why I tell people I don't pray for an easy life. I don't, because there ain't no such thing. Why would I waste my time on that? What I pray for is strength to make it through the ups and downs. Because just like the downs, the ups don't last. Success from somebody else's point of view might look like a whole bunch of cut reels that are great, but you didn't see all the long, lengthy low points that took them there, right? And I'm glad that you asked that question, because it gave me this ability to actually unroll this for people, that it's okay that you go through the mud because you have to. There is no other way there. There is no other way to where you want to go except for going through the ups and downs. So when you're in the downs, listen, that's when your mindset should be ironclad. It should be ironclad. That's when you say, screw that. I don't care what I'm going through. I don't care who I have to go through. I'm getting what I want, and I'm going to go through this because it's going to make me better. Not bitter. But most people take bitter road and the blame road and the it's not for me road, must be nice road. Yeah, bro, it is nice. But you didn't see the mud I just went through. You didn't see the trail I had to blaze to get here. Because that's what it takes. It doesn't take some soft ass mindset that says, I'm only going to get it if it's easy. I'm only going to do it if it's going to be quick. Nah, dude, I'm for the long game. I'm locked in. I don't care what I have to do. I don't care who I have to talk to. What kind of phone calls I have to make to get what I want. I'm going to do it with the right heart, though. See, that's where some people, they get that same mentality and they do it with a dirty heart. So you can go through the dirt. Just don't let it, you know what I mean? Wash yourself off. But keep going.
All right, I love that you said that. There's so much truth to that. I would say when people are retreating, there's ground to cover, there's ground to gain. So when it stops, because like you said, the good doesn't last forever and the bad doesn't last forever. Whatever this economy is, and you can name whatever you want. Even if it's not good, it's going to be. How can we put ourselves in a position to win? Like we talked about, 2008 rocked me. As someone that was an entrepreneur back then, right? And 2006, I took a lot of risk. 2006, 2007, and it was horrible timing, right? And I got beat up for it. I got my ass kicked.
But
right?
you're cool, though.
Oh hell yeah. Oh, fat, without a doubt, 100%. And me and Javi talk about this all the time, that we both got our ass kicked in 08, right? But I say this, a lot of people got their ass kicked in 08. But also, it created more millionaires than any other time in history. Right?
This is it, man. Like, and I didn't mean to cut you off, but listen.
No, go for
it. You know, and I put a post about this a couple weeks ago. A lot of people, they want to say the economy is down, the economy is shit, the economy is this, that, and the other. You get to create your own. Don't let anybody else impede on that. Yeah, 2008 crashed. But when it crashed, guess what? People went this way and left opportunity that way. And yes, it does take risk. Everything is risky, though, man. Like, everything is risky, especially right now. Staying at a job for 30 years is risky. Because it's something that you don't like doing. Unless it's something you love doing, keep at it. But why stay there if you're miserable? See, I people watch. Since I found this freedom, right? I now people watch because I got time to do it. But I watch people and see how they operate. They're miserable, man. You know, and the U.S. is ate up with people in a hurry, going to a job they dislike, working for somebody that they can't stand, with employees around them that, you know, they wouldn't hang out with on the streets, and they call that security. I think that's mental illness to a certain degree. Everybody has talents, gifts, and abilities. Everybody. And they're all different. It's kind of like a fingerprint. Some have more than others, but everybody under the sound of my voice right now, whoever's listening to me, you have a talent, gift, or ability that you could bring to the marketplace and make a freaking killing. But do you have the mindset to withstand it?
All right, you bring up a great American poet. You might have heard of him. His name is Nipsey Hussle. Right? And I was going to say it's like birth name, but that thing's hard as hell to say, and I can't say regular names. Right? But he always said, I'm playing a marathon. I'm not running a sprint. Right? Like his big thing was ownership, so he couldn't sign with a major label that would promote him and put him everywhere and spend millions for people to know his name. Everything was, I'm playing for the marathon. I need ownership for that. Mm-hmm. Right? And it's the same thing for us. There's someone in the space I know that was like, dude, all you have to do is give this amount of money to Grant Cardone. He'll get you on the stage and stuff, and you'll be big time. And I was like, that's not how I'm going to do this. That's flash, right? It's flash in the pan, man. It's going to burn out fast, right? I can cook. I don't know about you, but I can cook. I'm a mean cook. I came up cooking, right? First thing I opened was a restaurant and bar, right? I can cook. We have food trucks and catering companies still. I can cook. It's something. It's like therapy to me. And also, there's not like gathering around the table, breaking some bread over a good meal, right? And I know how to create a flash in a pan that could sear something, right? But it won't cook it. That takes time, right? And I always thought of it, what we're doing is I'm not making a move to hit a grand slam right now. I'm making a move to hit a single. And I'm going to hit another single. I'm going to hit. But the thing is, we're going to last because we're playing the long game, right?
Most definitely.
And that's the point, is because the long game creates long gain, yep. Right? And that creates great impact, right? And that gets to actually change people's lives and our family tree and generations to come, right? And that's the game plan. The game plan wasn't to be able to buy a nice watch. When I first started making money, I was an idiot and I bought all dumb shit. It's like, that's why I got hit hard when the economy didn't go right, right? It's because I was playing the game where it had to go right in order for me to go right. And then it was like, learn, like, don't do that. To get out of this, you got to stop playing the game they're telling you to play. And because they're telling you to play a quick game, you got to play a long game. You got to do marathon. It's a bird's eye view, right? What's the plan? What's the path? How are we going here? And then don't necessarily change because of the current situation, right? Like, you see how many people, people are going to give me a little slack for this, but I'm going to talk a little shit. Jeremy, I'm going to talk a little shit.
Go for it.
Permission? Thank you.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. You see a lot of people retreating right now. I know you see it. You see a lot of people retreating, even in our space. You know how many people had live events and next year having virtual events? You know how many people had live events and postponed or canceled, right? It's because they're going to try to save, right? Well, that tells me that they weren't in it to try to impact.
Yeah.
Right? And when everyone's doing that, what are we doing? I'm like, stay on task. Stay on task. We had the in-person like we were supposed to have it. We're having the virtual like we're supposed to have it. We had the men's retreat like we were supposed to have it. We're going on the cruise like we were supposed to have it. Right? Like, I'm like, we are not retreating. We are not changing, right? What we're doing to impact people.
Hey, I would only say that you're retreating to Jamaica for a little bit, maybe a week,
right. And
then you'll get back on course.
Right. That's not. I'm advancing to Jamaica.
You're advancing.
Right. So to me, it's like, man, I get to see a lot of people in the space and what they're really about. A lot of them about cutting and trying to save and hold back and let's weather the storm. And I'm like, yo, we're taking the storm. We're advancing.
Yep.
All right. Like, we're growing. Everybody's communities are down. Ours is up. Both of ours. Why? It's because we're not into the retreat and back down. We're not into the let's stay face or hold tight. Right. And I love what you said about being real. Right? About being in the mud and shit, right? Because people will look at you now and be like, dude, you don't know what it's like. You don't know what the hard days are like. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Right? You don't know what this looks like. Oh, yeah. I don't know what it looks like. All right? Like, and that's why I'm like, be real in the space, because when they think, when you get to a certain level, you're not going to have hard days, and you are. You think when you get to a certain day, certain level, you're not going to lose, but you will. But that's part of the game. When you know that's part of the game, you can play.
Yeah, I still have hard days.
Hell yeah.
I choose them because you have to go through the hard stuff to get what you want.
Facts.
But I choose them. It's not because I'm subjected to it and I'm doing it for somebody.
Facts.
I choose my hard days.
Hell yeah.
I don't tell myself it's a hard day. I tell myself it's something that I must get past. And, I actively use my hands on a lot. I just rebuilt my kitchen, like gutted it and then redid it. It looks like it could go in a magazine, right? And I do lots of things. Like I don't just do coaching. Like I have a real estate company. I have an assisted living facility. I have 7 total, and they're all doing great. Like they all do great. Some do better than others. And I'm not boasting about it. But what I'm saying is I've leveraged other people. It's not just Jeremy. It's not the Jeremy show. You can't do big stuff by yourself. Don't be a solopreneur. And that's what you're talking about. That in order to make the impact that you're making and still persevere through some of the storms, you have to have the right people around you.
Oh yeah.
Which makes you the right leader for those people.
I don't know about that, but you were at the men's retreat that we had last month, and that was our biggest men's retreat. Typically, we like to keep it under 20. That one we were over 20. All right. It was our biggest.
Oh man, I forgot to grab my robe, dude. I was gonna wear my robe on this. God.
Oh, heartbreaking. You look good in it, man. I felt you with it.
Okay.
And you know what's crazy is we had the biggest attended men's retreat with the lowest team we've ever had for a men's retreat.
And your team kicked ass too, dude. Like,
are they amazing?
Every time I turn around, I'm like, man, y'all are awesome. Because like, easily they could have like been right there with us kicking the bobo, right? But they're in there cooking and cleaning, like doing laundry. Like every time I turn around, they were doing something. I was like, man, he's got a good team. He's got some people with heart.
Hell yeah. Yeah. When people ask me how do you get here, how do you keep going and stuff, the right people.
Yeah.
I didn't listen to what like everyone said. Everyone's like, try to get the smartest, try to get the most skilled. Man, I went for the people that cared the most.
I went
for the.
By the way, Rob, what's his last name? Because
White.
I was in contact with this dude.
Rob White.
White.
Yep.
Is he on Facebook or anything? Like.
Yeah. He literally was the first comment in this live.
Was he?
Yep.
Okay, I didn't see it.
Yep.
I need to hook up with this dude because I bonded with him because I watched this kid. I'm calling him a kid. I don't know how old he is, but I watched him from Orlando Airport up and down. Two stories back and forth, calling me left and right. And like I'm trying to, and people I'm sure don't understand what I'm talking about, but I seen the dude's heart, and I seen the way he looks at you. He wasn't gonna let you down. That means I already know. I was like, Fabber, I can already tell you were a good leader, but I was like, this dude highly respects Fabber.
Right, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, he loves this dude. So like, he's gonna go to hell. I don't care what he has to do to find this guy. He's gonna fight. Hey, I'm good. All I'm doing is trying.
You guys were coming back with him. I knew that.
That's it. We're
right. And dude, that's it's crazy that you saw that and say that because with us, my team, man, it's all love, dude. We'll sacrifice because we love. All right. And when you do that, it's like, I know that, man, we could be going for a hell of a crash, brother. All right. And I know I'm not going to be alone. And that's where strength comes from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. And that's why I say, like, find your community. Because when you know, like, bro, I made money and I went broke. You know what I mean? Like, I did both. I didn't just make money and just keep making it. Right? Like, it wasn't this smooth climb, right? As life went on. Yeah, right. It was like some days it's like, oh my God. Like some days are like, yeah, we're killing it. Right. And
I got somebody crashing the party.
Crash it.
Hello.
Oh my goodness. Damn. The sun touched you, bro.
Well, yeah.
He's in Florida. Bro.
I've been in Florida for.
I thought you were in Dubai the way you look.
We're on our way north, but we're like, hey, we're gonna go hang out with some cool people. So
he's a Floridian.
Some of the blue and green, you mean?
Hey, I've got green on right now.
There you go. And he's got blue. God damn, you guys planned this. You look like you just got out of Dubai, brother.
I'll be way darker in Dubai for sure.
He'll be he'll be Abu Dhabi. Yeah.
Well, happy Canada Day.
Thanks.
All right, celebrate good times. Come on.
I'm in America right now, so happy Canada Day to any of the Canadians out there. I'm
There
having
you
a great
go.
time in Florida.
Hey, there's a couple in the chat repping it. Mandy Robinson, Myrna. We got a couple Canadians here.
Oh yeah.
Doug Ferry ain't here, but he's here in heart. Tom Callahan, he's here in heart. Those guys are too cool for our lives, but F them.
I realize it's not Happy Canadian Day. It's just for Canada.
Yeah.
Not Canadians.
Yeah, Canadians, you guys still suck. No, I'm kidding.
I'm gonna stop because I love Canadians.
Hey, you guys are some of my favorite people. So, not that Quebec people though. No, I'm kidding. I have no idea what they are. No, it's just Canada loves. Duffy, how is hanging out with Jeremy Howe? Is he real? Is he real?
Yeah, he's real. He's real. I can pinch him.
I'm really
Yeah, all right.
You know,
Pinch him.
when you meet people in new groups, you got to spend time with them and learn about their history and how you can help them out with their in my world, technology and content creation.
I'll say, see if they're bullshitting. Yeah.
Bullshit. Yeah, gotta get rid of this.
Yeah.
Get rid of the posers.
Listen, there's a bunch of people I found out was a little like, woo, after hanging out with them a couple times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You were like, some of these things don't add up.
You threw the men's retreat. I'm like, hey, if I make it and back into America, I'm coming to the men's retreat, and I showed up.
Hell yeah. Duffed it out. You know what I mean? Came in rocks. You got to see me in the pool. People get to do that, buddy.
And we caught you in the pool.
Yeah, I was about to say, I did see that. I heard you say you hate water, and then I seen you in the water.
I hate it. But
He's not for real on that part, guys, out there. He's authentic on everything else.
I hate the water, but I got in it because all the guys were like, let's go swimming. I was like, okay.
I've got another bomb here.
Let's go. Drop them bombs on us. Thank God this ain't Baghdad.
Hey.
What up?
I got a house full of people.
There's more of us.
I feel like that's always.
Hold on.
So, with 6 kids.
My dog.
Okay. Now we got the dog.
Oh,
Dog Facebook Live.
cutie.
Whatever,
Looks just like Jeremy.
whatever platform you're viewing from.
Yeah, wherever you're watching.
Yeah,
you guys are
you
killing
probably
me.
started going, where's Jeremy at? I don't even know where Jeremy is. What is he doing?
It was funny when you told me your address. Why are you here? Like, yes, I am.
He showed up that night.
Oh man, I wish I did. Then that would have been double the mic. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I thought you might have been hiding in his camper. I don't know.
Hey, 2 mics make a right. You know what I mean? You're welcome. I just thought of that off the top of the dome.
That's good. You should make a T-shirt, bro.
God, I'm the human chat GPT, brother. Just program me. You know what I mean?
So this is completely off the rails now, y'all. Anybody's viewing, like, we just went like dogs and Canadians. Yeah.
But it's Canada Day. It's not Canadian Day. Jeff Purdue Atkins, by the way, is in the room. He said, "What's up, y'all?"
Heck yeah.
So Michael Duffy, let me ask you a question because you're here sitting with us. You know what I mean? I can clearly see.
I was watching on the live. I was commenting, and then I'm like, "Hey, where did Jeremy go? But let's go."
Yeah, damn right. Jump on this thing. You know what I'm saying? What was that? Genuine? Jump on it. There you go. Look at you know this song, man. 2 peas in a pod, brother. Me and you are twins.
You know.
Hey, I can sing that Joker.
All right, the blue and green, man. We're just tight. So when you go to events, because you go all over and go to a million events. I met you at an event. You've been to multiple of our events.
I'm like, how many people have I met last year? The weekend it was everybody except this guy. That's November in Delaware, but
Because I'm new. I don't know what to do.
I was like,
you're welcome, Jeremy. I brought you into the fold.
I meet Cinco de Mayo last year, right? So,
right. Listen, when you get brought into the fold, man, you never leave the cut, brother. This feels wrong, not in it. You know what I mean, so I'm speaking like hardcore language. The cut.
to Dubai, but I don't know if I'll have the full, the full beard by then. So
I hope so, man, because I love with you. You look like a spy when you have that. I don't know if that's right to say on live, but I'm probably bringing unnecessary attention your way. I'll say Jeremy, so they look at him and not you. So when you go to the events, what do you look for the events you go to?
what do I look for?
Yeah, to pick
I
which
look
events.
for people, speakers I want to hear from, people that I've been following online that I want to have a further conversation with. Because at the end of the day, I help businesses solve their technology issues, because this is what I've been doing for 20 years, right? So at the end of the day, I'm looking for like-minded individuals where we can sit down, have a beer, have a meal, and say, I'm like, how can I serve you and solve problems in your life?
I like it. That's why you should be in Jamaica in September.
Trying to solve a problem for me. I'm not sure what the problem is yet. We're gonna figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
That's the problem, is that you don't even know it.
To fix, right? There's always something you're ignoring in your business, right? That's the one you help with.
That's true. There's many areas, and I even told him, I said, I need a good IT guy that I know can deliver, because, and we were discussing.
I'll literally show up I'll drive across North America. Show up. I did that. I'm flying to Tennessee. That's what I did. I'm like, you need to let me solve all your problems so you can move your business forward and get all your stuff done, because you're hiding behind excuses. Let me come and solve the excuses, and we'll get it done.
Dude, don't dare me with a good time.
All right.
Oh my God.
I know where you are. I know where the horse farm is. I don't know where you live, but
right around there.
Next week or two. So
there you go. Let's go meet up. I'll buy you a meal. Hang out.
No.
You can always plug in at the pole building where we were. There's plug on each side.
Park, it's some states are super easy, like Texas and Louisiana, but Florida, you got to plan ahead because you can't park more than 3 hours anywhere. So
I don't know what Delaware is like, but
I don't know.
Hopefully it's easy. If not, you can just
hang
out where we are.
A bunch of places you can. I was searching Delaware, and I was like, well, not sure if it's gonna work, but then my plans changed 2 days ago, and I got an invite to somebody we were talking about at the men's retreat invited me to Nashville. I'm like, hey, free invite. I'll show up.
Oh yeah. Invite, check them out.
Just so I can bring you back some gossip right now.
Hey, the space is full of it.
Exactly.
So, damn, you guys are really killing it, cutting the rug over there. God, I'm jealous, man. I'm not there. It's hot as shit here, though, so I can't even imagine what it's like.
I had a different spot to park in Jacksonville, and before I came to the men's retreat, and then I figured out Jeremy was over here. I'm like, I'd rather go hang out with somebody I know than park in some random person's
He didn't believe I was real to the men's retreat.
Facts. Me either. No. But when you put on that robe, I was like, that's my dude.
Yeah. You got to cut loose every once in a while.
Are you the one who said you didn't need a men's retreat?
Well, I didn't know if
he was one of them.
I didn't say I didn't need it, because I'm not close-minded like that, but I was like, I don't think I need this. But I was like, oh, hell no, I'm all in now.
Now he's coming to every one. He already signed up for November.
Yeah.
Oh, he's doing the virtual and that. What did you say?
I was saying, when's the virtual?
5th to the 7th.
I'm down.
November. Every time. November, first week in November.
By the way, I was like, hey, you put this.
Oh, yeah. Then I saw the hey, and I had to send you the invite.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I always write your name down. You got to tell me you're not in something. You know what I mean?
I got you.
Duffy's got to come again.
It's good to know the date so I can plan for it.
Yeah, November 5th to 7th. It's Wednesday through Friday. You know that Tuesday night we'll do the mixer shit.
I'm there. Are we going to do the screen again?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yes. The hell would you do without one?
It's got to be used. It's technology. You got to use it.
Yeah. And yeah, I definitely didn't invest in that to never use it. You know what I mean? Other than watch football. And play video games on it. I was watching Mike S. and Evan play video games on it all night. It's like, this is like real life. But all right, so we're all over the place. So we've been doing this over an hour. All right. What do you think is one of the biggest pieces of advice you got in your life that you wish you got earlier? I'll ask both of you. You guys can both answer this question.
What you want to hit this one first, or you want me to?
Good question.
First or second, right? You like that deep? That's what they call me, Mike.
Deep.
Favorite.
You gotta see. You see the hamster wheel spinning.
I love this question, and there's many ways I can go about this, but I'm gonna use a Zig Ziglar quote, is that you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. And if I would have learned that earlier, I'll be light years away from where I am now, because that's my superpower, is saying I ain't got it all figured out. I don't care, but I'm going there and I'm gonna fall flat on my face. And I know this up front. I don't have to be great starting out.
I like it. Jared J. White, I don't really like most of him at all. But he did say something where I was like, that's on point. He's like, you got to be willing to suck long enough to suck less.
Yeah.
All right. And that's true. It's like, you're not going to be great at this when you start, but you'll never be great if you don't start, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I like that. Way to go. Dropped a little Zig Ziglar, better than.
Well, some people wait till everything's perfect. The temperature's just right and everything lines up for them. But that's not the reality for everybody. There's going to be some things that you don't know that you should be willing to learn along the way.
Truth. If Bobby was here, he would quote Dick Tracy, but he's not here, so we don't have to quote Dick Tracy.
Yeah. I mean, Brian Tracy maybe, but I like both Dick Tracy and Brian Tracy.
Yeah, both are phenomenal.
That was my favorite when I was like 9 years old. So I mean,
yeah, I wore the same coat and everything.
Yeah. I had the lunchbox.
Nice. Duffy, you got something for us?
Yeah. When you said, I didn't change till everything stopped. I brought this up at a Movement Maker Live where I was like, I was comfortable. I ran a front before I started, I was an entrepreneur, but I was running a franchise. It's a little bit different because I had systems, or I was using somebody else's systems in order to build my IT repertoire and my client list for 17 years, right? So I was really good at what I was doing, but I waited until I was forced out, right, during COVID, and I had to start from scratch. But I was wanting to start 10 years before that, and I waited until that wall of comfortable. I could have started at any time sooner. It wouldn't, who knows what would have happened, but there's just so much more freedom now because I can pick and choose who I spend my time with rather than being in somebody else's rules, right? So sometimes, I got lucky. I had 17 years. I've been doing what I went to school for. I've been solving technology problems for business owners for 17 years now, 20 years. So I'm still doing the same thing. Not everybody gets that chance. Sometimes you're forced into a completely different career and you have to completely change. But I still waited, until I waited. And then it was a lot of change all at the same time. And it takes some people fold under that pressure. And I'm like, okay, perhaps, I'm not regretting waiting till that point, but I'm like, I was miserable. My wife will tell you, I was miserable for 10 years because I love what I do, but I hate the system. I hate the CRM. I hate the pricing. I hated everything about what I was doing. And that's a decade of your life gone. And I was so miserable. And now I'm happy, right? That I can chart my own path and hang out with who I want to versus running somebody else's system.
Yeah, I love how you said that. I heard once you say in basketball, but I think it's in life. It's like the good understand the rules, the great have mastered the rules, but the goats make their own.
That's right.
Make their own rules. And it's like, which one do you want to be and act accordingly? And so when anyone's like, you never follow any rules, and I'm like, ha ha ha, because I'm a goat. Right? No, okay. All right. Peter Parker got bit by a spider, but I got bit by a goat. Funny story. I own 7 goats, and I have been bit by goats multiple times. But I like it.
Bite, yeah.
They do, yeah. They're mean fuckers, right? But everybody's always to see the video, and they're like, "Look how cute they are." Fuck that. You're sitting here, you lose everything. You have $500. What are you investing in?
Ooh. I would still figure out a way to invest in real estate. Some shape, form, fashion. That's the fastest way I can bring somebody to wealth.
Okay.
But $500, I mean, but you can make deals with no money.
All right. Facts. That's what I was saying. You don't even need the 500.
Don't even need it.
You gotta get on
Too
the
creative.
phone. You gotta get on the phone and bring value to people. You gotta solve people's problems, whether it's real estate or something
Sure.
else.
There's a problem out there to be solved. That's right.
First thing I'm doing is investing and going to an event.
Okay.
1, I can learn. 2, I can meet people. 3, there's people there that I can offer solutions to gain business.
That's true.
I'm not going to be like some of the people at ClickFunnels where they just sit out. They don't even have a ticket to the event. They just sit in the lobby and wait, try to get people's money in the lobby. I'm not going to do that. I'll actually buy a ticket. But yeah, I'm going to buy a ticket to the event. I need to connect with people. You know what I mean? Robert, your boy's in the house. He said, whatever it is, just make sure you're betting on yourself. Every day, all day. Bet on yourself.
Yeah. That's right. Thanks,
Bet
Bob.
on yourself, bet on your people. All right? Every time you say Bobby, I'm always like, who? You talking about Bobby J? No. We're talking about Bobby G, right?
Bobby G.
God, there's going to be a huge fight between 2 of them now.
Uh-oh. They'll get along.
They do get along. They're like the same person.
Yeah.
They're identical. All right. Jeremy, let people know. I'm going to go one by one. Let people know how to get a hold of you, where they can reach you, where they can find you.
Honestly, best place is Messenger on Facebook. That's the fastest and quickest way to get my attention. But I have a website, impactvaluebusiness.com. And yeah, I think that's that. I try to keep it simple. You know what I mean?
Nice. Michael BD, where can they find you, brother?
Facebook. Most of y'all are my Facebook friends. Messenger. We are running that YouTube University. I am YouTubeFamous.com. Go sign up. Meet with us every Saturday night. My wife and I run this class every Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern. Once you go to the website, sign up. There's already a couple UnleashU members in the group, and we've got some beginning content creators, and we've got other people who've done like 100 episodes of their podcast, but they just want to get into a room and chat every Saturday about learning how to be better and getting omnipresent, right? So it's just a group to join, and we'll help you out with your YouTube or whatever other struggles with your content creation you have, or tech support, whatever you need. I'm here for you.
I plan on showing up to this because just sitting here hanging out, having a few beers and having lunch with him and his wife, they really shine some light on some things that I didn't really know. And I'm a content creator, so it's good to get in the room and hear from people that's been through the right stuff, the right courses and the right things themselves to, get you where you want to go. And it's free.
Yeah, it's definitely free, because at the end of the day, we know that you're not gonna, we want you to show up every week, but life happens. But we're gonna show up for you every Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern at IamYouTubeFamous.com. There's a Facebook group as well, so you join. We'll send you the links. Roxy's in there, and a few other Kim's in there. There's a whole bunch of UnleashU people in there. We're helping them solve their YouTube strategy problem. So it's amazing so far. We're going week 6 this weekend. So
hey, message me the link, Duffmaster. What's up?
I'll send it to you.
You don't want me in there?
I thought I already invited all my Facebook friends, but maybe I've been banned off Facebook a few times, so maybe I got to go re-invite everybody.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was spam. Because he sent me like a while ago. I thought it was spam. It just looked like spam.
That's okay. This is why.
I was like, oh, he got hacked.
I was told to just start a group.
The guy that says don't get hacked got hacked. I don't know.
That's what happens when you delegate VAs to manage your Facebook. I've learned better than that. So.
Guys, I have this like mental problem. No way. All right. You guys are all like, yeah, we already know. No, but so like last year, someone said I went to their event and they were like, your shadow casted a cloud on the event, and a lot of focus was on you. I was like, oh my God, I'm sorry. Like I didn't know that. Like that was not my intention. And since then, I've been really weird about like joining and being part of people's stuff, because I don't want that to be the thing. And it's like that was a big mind game for me when Jeremy was like, come to Jamaica. I was like, I don't know, man. All right. And it's not Jeremy, it's me. It's me in my head. So coach me for a minute before we get off this thing. Coach me. How should I battle through this whole I'm a dark cloud of a shadow or some shit?
Okay. I like that. That's a different approach to an interview, but I like that.
You're welcome.
So what I'll tell you
brought some real shit.
So what you were talking about is you want to go to Jamaica, but man, there's some things that's holding me back. How would I coach you through that?
Yeah, like now my mindset, I'm like, man, I'm a dark. I don't want to bring down the people's events that I care about. I don't want to be a fucking dark cloud shadow shit there. You know what I mean? So dark cloud shadow shit. That's gonna be my new nickname. I was like, this is great. So I don't want to be a dark cloud shadow shit for you, right? So I'm like, damn. And it's like even like opportunities to join people's networks, and I'm like, I stopped showing up for other people's videos that I know that are part of the Unleashed because I was like, oh my God, like, am I a dark cloud for their shit too? Like, I don't want to rain on parades.
Dark cloud. What's a dark cloud?
I don't know. My shadow? My personality?
Maybe he's too overwhelming. People can't handle the blue and green. Yeah.
See how quick I am? I'm like fucking ninja. I'm already dizzy just from doing that. Jesus.
Well, I met you at somebody else's event, and I'm like, you didn't overshadow it. So you gotta, you either show up and be quiet, or you show up and you be present and you be quality.
And if any event I did, that would have been the event I did. But I did. That's not even where it happened.
So.
Right?
Well,
because that one I made Dave Schmitzky laugh on stage.
I personally want you to shine.
Thank you. That's classy.
Outshine me. That's
classy, man.
That's why I partnered with you, because not just you, but others in the space that I know are going to bring the value. They're gonna bring the heat, and I don't have to question that. I already know. I handpicked every one of the speakers. And I got
did.
I haven't featured yet, just to let you know. So I have 10 plus. I have some featured people that are going to come in and do some stuff.
Nice.
So yeah, this is not the Jeremy show, like I said. So I'm not worried about a shadow. Like, shoot, I want you to shine past me, and do your thing, and do what is according to your talents, gifts, and abilities.
I remember when you put your hand on my shoulder to pick me too. It felt good. All right, I liked it. You had nice hands. Now I know why you're married. No, all right, what happened? You're welcome. This is just an interview with me, brother.
Edit that
right now. This point, remember this 1:17:37. One of the things someone asked me, does this ever make you feel a certain way? We would normally send out like, I don't know, a couple dozen what do you think of this event, right, that we had, right? Like after an event, we normally send out a questionnaire to, depending on how many people are there, Movemaker Live, it's a couple dozen that we send out because there's a couple hundred there. And then like some of the ones where it's like 30, maybe it's like 6 or 10, right, that we send out. And rarely ever am I ever put on the spot where they say your favorite speaker was, right? And someone was trying to give me shit about that. They're like, man, does it feel bad? Do you feel bad about yourself that you're like rarely ever on the best speaker list? I was like, no, that's the fucking point. Yep. Is that I bring in people that are better than me.
Yep.
Right? I don't like, oh, you suck? Come here, let me be better than you. Right? Like I'm like, no, I bring people on that are better than me or know something more than me in an area, and so they can guide and help and impact the way I can't. Right? It's like I don't want a bunch of me's running around that thing. That'd be confusing as fuck. Most people wouldn't even understand the whole room because most people can't understand me. I talk fast, got 7 teeth. It's fucking hard. All right. Also, I wear a backwards hat with a long beard. I look homeless. We don't want everyone to look like that. I mean, so we don't want a bunch of me's around. Everybody will get nervous in the room holding their purse tight. Right. So, but I like that you said that. And some of the room too, Lauren said clearly the dark cloud is the person that said that to you. All right. Your boy, Bobby G, is killing it. He said, don't ever be ashamed to cast your value, brother. And he also said, was a shadow to them, was sunshine to others. You apply to. Bam.
Well, yeah, it's ego I understand my talents, gifts, and abilities. I understand what I'm here for. It's ego to say that I can be the only one. That's ego that says that I don't want you to outshine me. You know, that's that. What is that one book about? About how to be an a-hole. The powers of law, the 40 powers of law, or 40 laws of power. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
Walker, something Walker, right? Jeff Walker.
Don't outshine your master. See, I think that's
Tim Walker.
Is it?
I think it's something like that.
Yeah. Anyways, they talk about how not to outshine your master. First of all, I only have one master, and no one can compare to him, right? Like, so I have to put my judgment and my ego in check for me to actually be an efficient leader. In order to be an efficient leader, it means that I am not the doer. If I am the doer, I'm taking other people's dignity away from them. I created a platform. I want everybody to go out there and kill it. I want everybody to go out there and outshine me. Please. That's the whole point. Just like you said. I don't want a whole bunch of yes men around me. I don't want a whole bunch of people that suck around me. I want people that think for themselves, but think in the right direction and get up there and hit people between the eyes where they need to be hit. So I try to answer that question. If it was a question, I'm not sure, but at least piggyback that
you answered it. It wasn't like a Dirk Diggler answer, but it was an answer. All right, so guys, this has been awesome. I absolutely love you guys. I can shoot this shit all night with you guys.
Yeah.
Dude, I will be. That's weird. I will be in Jamaica in September, hanging out with Jeremy, speaking and letting some of the most amazing people pour into me at the Moxie event, right? And I cannot wait, brother. And anyone that's interested in joining us, reach out to Jeremy. Like you said, there's 2 spots left. And be there, man. Life changes when you're in the room. Period. Thank you, guys, both of you. Tough with the surprise. And Jeremy, thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, Michael.
Have a good night.
You know the deal. Long live the Unleashed, the blue and green.
I was going to say Coach Michael, but it's strategist Michael Fabber.
The most sought-after business strategist. No. Peace, y'all.
All right. Take care.